My name is Owen, and I'm a student at Ridgemont High. I won't lie, I hated it there. I was overweight and awkward, which meant I was a prime target for bullies. There was one bully in particular, named Tyler, who loved to pick on me. He'd dump my books on the ground, leave horrible notes in my locker, and shoved me down any chance he got. I was almost wanting to change schools because of him. But as I was reaching my breaking point, a miracle happened. Our school shut down during the pandemic, and we were forced to turn to online learning instead. Now that everything was digital, I didn't have to see Tyler anymore. He couldn't bother me at all. Things actually started to improve for me after moving everything online. I was bullied less, classes got better, and I was able to stay in the comfort of my home. I didn't even know how right I was yet. One day, I was bored, and decided to mess around on the website the school uses to teach classes. I used my skills with computers to upload a bunch of new profiles for everyone to use. Mostly pictures of popular cartoon or movie characters that most students wouldn't be able to access normally. Next, I entered some of my teachers' usernames into the login, and entered in random passwords to see if any of them worked. I tried birthdays, wife names, pets, anything I could think of that might make a good password. So, imagine my surprise when one of my attempts gets me full access to the site. I couldn't believe my eyes. I had logged in as one of my teachers and could see all the notes, future tests, and lessons, and even the teacher's chat. So, obviously, I began to see what else I could see. I scrolled through a lot of the website, seeing what I could change if I wanted to, and what the teachers had to look at every lesson. I didn't change anything, of course, since I didn't want to get caught. But an idea popped into my head. I looked onto the website and found it. The student directory and their grades. First, I looked up myself. I had some pretty decent grades, but I still had to try my newfound power. So I looked at my worst grade, Phys Ed. It was at a C. But with a quick press of a few buttons, I bumped it up to a B. I quickly logged out and crossed my fingers as I prepared for my next class. Days went by, and still nothing happened. Nobody got mad at me or talked to me about my sudden boost in grades. So I got even more confident. I switched it to an A+, and waited for a few days. Still nothing. So I switched all of my grades to A's, and expected anyone to notice. But nobody ever did. I felt amazing. The days continued by, but after one class, I noticed that one of the girls in my class, Jenny, was looking a bit sad. So I messaged her and asked her what was wrong. My confidence was pretty high after switching my grades up, so I was finally able to talk to her. She was one of the prettiest girls in our class. After all, I knew she probably didn't want an ugly, fat guy like me talking to her. To my surprise, she actually responded. She told me that she was sad because she had failed the latest test, and that meant her grade was low enough that she would fail now. I had an idea. I told Jenny that I could help her get good grades if she went out with me. Jenny considered it, then agreed to go on a date with me, if I can boost her grade up. Thankfully for me, I had a little trick up my sleeve. Once again, used the teacher's account to get into the school system and change Jenny's F to a B. When she saw it, she was so happy that she actually did agree to be my girlfriend. I took her on a few dates and made sure to take a lot of pictures of the two of us together. I posted them on my social media for everyone to see and be jealous of. Soon, even the bullying got better. Students who used to call me Fatso were actually talking to me and using my real name for once. I was beginning to enjoy my popularity when I got another message on my phone. It was from one of Jenny's best friends. Jenny had told her about how she agreed to date me in exchange for boosting her grade, and her friend wanted the same deal. I accepted and logged into the teacher's account again. Within a few minutes, I had all of her grades changed to A's. She was so grateful, she agreed to date me as well. I went from a nobody loser to having 2 girlfriends. After the school learned about that, they wouldn't leave me alone. I got asked by so many people about dating advice, or if I wanted to hang out later. Of course, Jenny wasn't too happy about me dating her friend behind her back, and we ended up breaking up. But I was still content with what I had. People liked me now, and I had a pretty girlfriend by my side too. So, I decided to use my newfound popularity to its fullest. I invited a bunch of my friends over for a party, and they all said that they'd love to. I was nervous, but it turned out they were just as friendly in real life as they were online. They all showed up like they said and greeted me like we had been friends for years. They even brought drinks and snacks to the party. I recognized a few of the bullies from before among the crowd, which made me pretty happy to see. They were kind to me as well, and everyone was relaxed and friendly. We had a great time, and I felt like it didn't matter what I looked like now, that they actually took the time to know me. It was great, but there was one last thing that I wanted to do. After the party was over and everyone went home, I used the login again, and this time I went to Tyler's profile. With a confident smirk, I changed all of his grades to failing. There wasn't anything he could ever do to hurt me now. The next day, I once again went to check my grades with the login, but to my shock and horror, it didn't work. I repeated it a few times, but that's when I realized that my teacher must have changed his password. I checked our grades again, worried about everything being back to normal. Thankfully, it seemed like all of my changes were still being kept, but I couldn't make any more. Oh well, I still got what I wanted with it, so I didn't care too much. Now, I was living a great life. Nobody bullied me anymore, even Tyler, and I was popular despite being a larger guy. It was an amazing year for me. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.